So Beast Mastery. Okay. So what is Beast Mastery?
So Beast Mastery is actually just skills and like abilities that allows you to summon and control, as well as like use like monsters as like companions, stuff like that. Yeah.
Alright, so Beast Mastery specifically focuses on beasts, right? So we're talking about like animals, stuff in the forest, wild creatures and stuff like that. We're not really talking about like
golems,
magical
yeah.
golems and stuff like that. So it's focused on the kind of ranger fantasy that you might have in traditional MMOs like World of Warcraft or Guild Wars 2, right? The hunter fantasy, fighting alongside your beast, your pet, stuff like that. All right, and so without further ado, let's jump right in. So there's the Beast Mastery, right? And so this is the Beast description inside the book. So as per usual, so for every mastery that we review on the Tiny Table Talk, we will be looking at some of the things that are inside the book. So we review some cards here and there, but a lot of these are the actual details of the skills and for now finalized wordings that will be inside the actual rulebook itself. And so this is the description of the Beast Mastery that you'll find. And it says, call upon all manner of beasts while tracking foes as you direct your minions with commands to fight in tandem with you. Your bond with the wild allows you to coordinate ambushes and overwhelm enemies with claw and blade, symphony of savagery. So there are some keywords here that you might notice is like minions and commands and stuff like that. And yes, Beast has a very large focus on fighting alongside your pet. And we have it's a unique way to fight alongside a minion or a beast within AoARPG compared to some of the other TTRPGs you may have out there, right? So over here we have the skills available in the Beast Mastery, and the core attribute of Beast is Charm. However, uh, despite it being the core attribute, right, these skills don't actually scale with any attribute. This is something that we have just included for now. In the future, in case we add skills that actually require any form of attribute scaling. But in the basic set, the basic 5 skills, they do not have any attribute scaling at all. They actually, your beast itself has its own set of attributes. Right, and so we have 5 skills here. So the first one is a Lesser Beast Call, which is summon your beast. We have Sic'Em as one, Man Wounds, and Beastial Wrath. Compared to Flame, we had the beast ranks going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 0, 1, 2, 2, 3. So at rank 2, you kind of have an option to choose between S1 or Man Wounds.
This is similar to like Blades.
Yes. Yeah, so Blades, we have it as I think Blades was rank 1, we had option. We had Quick Slash and Deliverance.
Yeah.
So there were in our mastery system, you can choose at different ranks whether you want to pick a new rank skill. You can pick an old rank skill. It doesn't matter as long as you spend mastery points on a skill that has the required rank, and you have the required rank, which is obtained by spending points in that mastery, right? And so as for the last two, we'll have some examples of what are some common combinations that we've seen or might be good for you to use with the Beast Mastery, right? So these are suggestions. These are not classes. These are just common patterns that for example, in fantasy tropes, you might have your hunter. They might fight with beast and arrow and stuff like that, right? So these are just how you would create those archetypes using the mastery system, right? So the very first one we have, which is the most simplest one, which is just beast and armor, pure beast. So with the beast master, right? So the beast master, you spend all of your mastery points into the beast. You fight alongside your beast, and then most of your character's power is in your pet itself, right? So you prowl the jungle, you hunt alongside your beast, and for this one, typically it's not strictly melee, but it's probably easier to play it as a melee character for this Beastmaster. And then we have the Wild Caller, which is something a bit more unique. It's a more unique archetype that you can achieve in AoA, which is that you can have sort of like a bard combined with a beast, and you are buffing your beast, right? So you are giving like inspiration and stuff to your beast. That your beast is the one that's at the front line tanking, right? So this is a beast inspiration and wearing cloth armor to evade attacks yourself, right? So before we jump right in, is there anything else you'd like to add for beast?
So I mean, just now you touched upon which is like how we are focusing more on like the beast this time. In the future, so similar to previously, for now we are focusing more on a single like uh philosophy or like
Mm.
ideal of what we want the mastery to be. So this is
Mm.
like a set of skills. So in the future, when we go into like the full rule or stuff like
Mm.
that, when we have more skills and more ranks, you see different types. Yeah.
Yep.
So in the future, it might be like, or it might not be it might be I'm able to summon more minions, stuff like that. And but they might be weaker
Yep.
and stuff like that. So you can mix and match in the future as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because this is in the basic set, so in the basic set we're limiting every mastery to 5 skills, so 5 skills from different ranks, and then that means that we're also kind of limited in terms of the scope. So we are only focusing on one kind of core support fantasy per mastery currently. Of course, you can mix and match and you can achieve your own, right? But they all kind of have a focus here. So in the beast mastery for the basic set, it's focused around having a single beast and then using this beast, buffing this beast, fighting alongside it, and stuff like that. So yeah, like Diana said, in the future, it could be more beasts. It could be you become the beast. I don't know, right? So there could be a whole bunch of different things that could be still within the beast mastery. So as you spend mastery points, you might be able to achieve multiple fantasies within a single mastery, or just pick up the ones that you want and combine them into exactly what class you would like to have, right? Okay, so let's jump to the first skill, right? So the very first skill is Lesser Beast Call, right? So because this is a specialist mastery, so this is the first specialist mastery we're revealing, and our masteries, the core masteries are divided into martial, magic, and specialist. So specialist is just everything that isn't martial or magic, right? And they typically do not cast spells. So they are techniques, right? And so it's written right here, this is a technique. So it's special in the sense that it doesn't need weapons, it just needs your voice. And this is your first summon skill, right? So to summon a minion, you need a skill that actually allows you to summon it, and then we'll have a separate skill card for the minion that is summoned by itself. So this is the token, right? And in this case, you summon a lesser beast, right? So before we jump right in, I'm just going to show you what the token is. We're not going to review all the companions in this stream. It will take way too long for me to go through everything, but we're just going to review the wolf companion today. So okay, let's go through the lesser beast call, right? Let's start from the top. What is this skill?
So like what you mentioned, we have actually a few others companion that we have in the basic set. So this is one of them that you're using. So what this means is actually, right, so when you use this skill called Lesser Beast Call, you can pick among the 3 tokens that we have.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I just said
So
we
we
have
have 3
yeah.
companions.
Yeah, so we have 3 companions. So Wolf is one of them, and the other 2 it's hidden for now, right? So you can pick among one of them when you choose, yeah. Then you will have a associated card with that you can easily refer to, similar to like items, weapons, stuff like that.
Yep.
That you
We'll
can
show that
see
later.
and it's clear. It will contain all the information in the second card that you see that is below it, yeah. So in terms of the text, right, I think both are totally new. That is never seen. I think most text here will be very new. So because a lot of you notice this pattern where in the specialist tree the tags are more unique in that sense, so they are not really repeated anywhere else. Yeah.
They might be referenced, but the skills are generally not in the other tags.
Yeah.
So they are more specialized, right? Like the name.
Hence the name. Yeah.
So okay, let's go down the details of the card itself, right? So lesser beast call, right? This is like you're calling upon the smaller beasts in the forest, right? So if you've seen the image of the beast master, that is actually the card art for lesser beast call, right? So it's calling upon like some wolves and a bird, a dove, a cat in the distance or something like that, right? So lesser beast call is a summon. So this is a summon is a skill that summons a minion, right? So this summon is not the tag for the minion. Minion here is you're summoning a minion, right? So summon and minion card, right? It's a technique. So no spells. You don't have any magic stuff related to it. It's SP cost of 2, right? So we have a stamina point system. Okay, we're gonna repeat this every single one, right? So We have a stamina point system in combat. Instead of actions, you spend stamina points to use actions, right? So move is a stamina point, attack is a stamina point. Techniques and skills might cost more than one stamina point, right?
Okay, so to kind a bit, so I think this is a bit more. If you have played D&D and everything, this is very similar, where you can also use any of these skills outside of combat.
Yep.
And because we are running by time, right? So
Mm.
each turn and everything is recovery. So that means technically it's free outside of combat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It just
So
takes time.
It just takes
Right.
time. It still costs 2 SP. If you're doing something else, then you technically can't. Correct, right?
Yep.
Basically you can treat it the same way if you cast it outside of combat or like not in when you're not in the turn-based like action role-playing stuff, it's counted as free.
Yep. Yep.
Just a heads up.
Unless stated in the card.
Unless stated.
But generally it's free, right? Okay, so it's B0, right? Which means that this is the first skill that you can learn when you take on the beast mastery, because well, you need a beast, right? So you need to start somewhere. The requirements is you need a voice, so you need to shout for your beast. You can maybe come up with like a whistle or something like that, but you need to use your mouth to actually call your beast, right? Cost 1 mastery point to learn, so that's MP cost, right? And the effect is once a day. So this is one of the few skills that we have that is once a day, right? Most skills are generally free cast, right? You cast as many times as you want. This one, we face this issue during design, which is that you would just spam summon this. Like you just commit that you ask the beast to just run into the monster, let him die, and then summon him again. So this is a limitation that we've had to add. It's still very powerful, right? Because you can generally summon twice in a session, generally, right?
If you
So because you can keep the beast out and then you can summon him again. Right,
okay, so also to add on to that is like the beast does not expire.
Yeah,
unless
there's
the
no
HP goes
duration.
0.
Yeah. His expiration is expiration.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, once a day you can summon one lesser beast within 5 feet of you, so it comes right next to you, and then you can only have one lesser beast summoned at any point in time. So lesser beast is a tag, right? And you'll see that in the next column, which is a wolf companion. So as mentioned just now, we have 3 companions. We're revealing one. The one we revealed today is wolf companion, and it is one of the 3 lesser beasts that is available in the basic set, right? So before we jump in, I'm going to show you the card, right? So this will help you to visualize the details of wolf companion, right? So it looks pretty similar to all of the other cards, except there's a little bar on the left that tells you the stats of it's like a simplified like stat block.
Tracker,
Yeah. Right. So wolf companion is there's a lot of text here, right? So a bunch of new stuff. Medium monster. So if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, all of the typical good stuff, right? Medium is 5 foot by 5 foot, minimum of 1 meter tall and stuff like that, right? Then we have Minion. So this is the actual Minion card itself, right? It is a mighty beast. We'll get back to that. And then it's a lesser beast. So lesser beast is the type of pet it is. So mighty. What is mighty?
So we have a few other similar text to this as mighty. So to skip through all those, we will just explain mighty for now. So mighty means you're using strength as the attribute modifier.
Might.
Oh yeah, might, yeah.
Yes. So might in AoA, strength in AoA is might, right? Which is why it's called mighty.
Yeah. So you'll see that I mean this is all quite simplified already. So usually there will be the full. If you look at your own character sheet, there'll be like the whole all the stats there. So this will be referencing that. So this means that mighty can appear anywhere else also.
Yep.
But just that on the companion, it's referring that this wolf is using mighty as the stat. Yeah.
So in this case, the wolf uses might when it attacks, right? And might. So where else you might see mighty is that it could be on another technique. It could be on your weapon, right? So mighty is also a weapon tag where the weapons some weapons use might, some weapons use dex. So depending on what they use, the tag is there. And when you use a skill like a technique that uses the weapon, it takes that tag, right? So for example, a sword, if it's mighty, you use a quick slash, it will use might if the weapon is mighty, right?
Treat it as like it's an inheritance thing.
Yeah. So you're inheriting from whatever it is, right? So in this case, wolf companion uses might, right? So let's look at details. Skill type, minion. We'll get to the nitty gritty of minions in a bit, right? It has a bunch of stats here.
Have we reviewed?
We haven't reviewed what the icons mean, but I'm just
Yeah.
gonna run down the list here, right? So in a future stream we'll show you the full set of icons, because we don't want to put like every single word into the card. Your card becomes all words.
Yeah. So also these icons will be familiar if you have the character sheet lah. Yeah. It's mirrored basically. Yeah.
So there's a reference sheet. It's on your character sheet. It's in the book. We
So-
reference it everywhere.
Yeah, so we'll in the basic set also, just to spoil a bit, we also have a quick reference sheet. So all these icons will be there as well. Yeah.
Yep. It's a little A5 sheet. Right. So okay. So I'm just gonna run through them. So we have 7 evasion. So that's a little evasion sign. It's 10 health. So if a stat is missing, it just means that it's 0. Right. So you have 2 SP. So that means the companion has 2 SP every single round. It has 40 feet of movement, right? And then it has 2 vitality. We won't get into vitality today. It's a whole conversation that we'll touch when we do healing, right? And the only attribute modifier it has here is dexterity, right? So this would apply to its blast rolls. It doesn't use dex for strike, so it doesn't apply to strike rolls. If the wolf does challenges, it uses dex, right? And then all minions come with a basic attack of some sort, right? So right here it will literally be called basic attack, right? So the basic attack here, 1 stamina cost, is just a simple melee strike, right? So it's a minion because it uses itself, right? And then it does a melee strike, and then it deals 1 armor penetration and 5 physical damage, right? So this is the card is old, so the card is supposed to be changing the red over to the new physical elemental sign, right? So we'll have 5 physical damage, and then on a great success, it's +1. On a critical success, it's +1. So you notice, this minion hurts. Like, it really hurts. 6 damage as a baseline is really high in AoE, right? For reference, like most monsters, players, right, at level 1, you have like 8 or 9 HP. So you could almost die to a single bite.
Right. I think the main point here is also that it's not only 6 damage, but there's also 1 armor piercing.
Yes, there's 1 armor pen, right?
So basically, you're always ignoring 1 armor if they will have it, which is quite common.
Yep.
Yeah. So 1 to 2 armor is actually the pretty like normal spots. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, and then one of the things that this companion has is a passive, right? So passives, usually we will put them into separate cards like traits and stuff like that. But because it's a minion card, right? So minion cards have a lot of details inside them, and you will see with the other companions when you get them. But in this one, his passive is tackle, right? Which is if you move at least 20 feet before you land a strike, so you have to land a strike, right? You knock the target prone, as long as it is not larger than 1 size above you. So the wolf is a medium. It can knock down a large. It can't knock down a 1 size above large, right? Yep. Now, what is prone?
So is it something? Yeah, it is something new that we haven't explained before. So prone is part of what we call conditions.
Yep.
So specifically conditions are actually just afflictions and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's the summary of it. But specifically for prone, right, it's actually a knockdown. So this means that you need to spend another like stamina or something like that to get back up from prone the state. Yeah.
Yep.
And with prone, right, there's actually like certain mechanics that come with it. So like increase like hit chance and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think those we'll go into when we actually like explore more into the conditions and stuff like that. Like the entire list of conditions. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go into the actual like effect of prone when we go through conditions. However, the most important thing you need to know about prone is that you need to spend movement to get up, which is number 1. Number 2 is melee attacks do more when you're prone, right? Like they do more against you. So that's the most important part of prone.
I want to go back to the basic attack. So and linking this to mighty, right? As well as like the attribute being not there. Like the might attribute being not there. So what this whole thing will run in a combat scenario or like in a just a playing session lah, correct? What it means is that when you do a basic attack, you are rolling a 2d6 flat.
Yep.
Because as the wolf is mighty and there's no bonuses, so it's a flat 2d6 roll.
So you're not adding anything, just 2d6, add together, that's a number.
Yep.
Right. Unless
there's certain other
modifiers.
Yes, yeah.
Right.
But base stats at this, as what you see it is, that is what you do. So that yeah.
Yep. So okay. before we continue, we need to address the biggest beast in the
Mm.
room. Minions. How do minions work in AoA?
So minions are actually treated as a separate character.
Yep.
Yeah. So this what that means is as a beastmaster lah, or as anyone with a beast
minion.
or minions,
Yep.
this means that you are actually acting for yourself. So if we take, for example, at level 1 you have 2 stamina, right? This means that you have 2 stamina, and then your beast itself or your companion or your minions have also 2 stamina.
Yep.
So this means they'll act independently of each other unless stated otherwise, or
Yes.
any other effects. Yeah.
Which we will get to later.
Yes.
You will see what I mean. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they are completely separate units. You can do this thing, your beast can do this thing. Basically treat your beast as a separate character.
They're
right?
independent.
Yeah, they're completely
Yeah.
independent of you, but you control them as the summoner. Right? So nobody else except the summoner controls them. Unless like for some reason you guys are separated and then the DM controls them, right?
And I think there's also one main point here, which is because they are part of you, they are on the same turn as you.
Yes.
So they'll act and play through in the player's turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So all players in AoA go on the same round, which means that I can spend a stamina, my wolf can spend a stamina, and then my friend can spend a stamina, and then my wolf can spend a stamina, and then I can spend a stamina.
So
it doesn't really matter. Like you don't have to spend all your stamina at once. It can go in between, right?
So also, so that means that, right, this leads up to like the attacker being pretty strong. Because using as tactical stuff,
Yep.
as a tactical means, right, you can do like the attacker first, and then if you are strong, or if you have like your other allies that's like melee, right, you can take advantage of the prone.
Yep.
The prone state, yeah.
Or you can knock them away and then get the wolf to catch up with the 20 feet of movement to save that a little bit of SP from the attack, right? Because there are ways to avoid that, right? And so that is the rough idea of how minions work. Basically treat them as another character, right? Which also means that when there are too many minions on the field, it can get a little bit hectic. However, from playtests, because all the players go at the same time, right? It actually becomes not too bad, right? Because you're not waiting on a turn. You're all kind of like, okay, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then it all kind of matches together. So it becomes like this beautiful kind of like symphony of different attacks.
So far through all the playtesters that we had for that uses beast, right? There wasn't actually much of increase in per turn time. Yeah, there wasn't actually.
I mean, there's a little bit lah, but it's not too bad.
It's not noticeable because it's mostly, right, usually when you have a long turn or like long player sessions, right, it's due to like inability to do certain things. And because the way where we have set up our, like the way we do our player and then the enemy turn and then like the scene turn, right, we basically eliminated that and saved that whole time, and it transferred over to like having multiple base, which means, right, actually it doesn't feel as draggy. Yeah, so I think that's the main point here, where I think if no, this is fully not tested yet, but I would say quite confidently, even if you have like 2 or 3 beast players, right, you will still be fine. Yeah.
Because on top of that, one of the big changes we have is that you don't roll for damage. Right. So even if you have a lot of attacks, you just roll, see if you hit, then you just minus a number. Right.
The resolution and everything is much faster.
Yeah, it really speeds up the actual like resolution for attacks. And another thing is that minions generally only have basic attacks and passives. They don't have many options. So during your turn, you're gonna attack or you're gonna move, right? Generally, you're gonna attack, move, or assist, right? So there's not much decision making besides those things for you to do as a minion. As a beast master, though, right? As the master of your beast. Let's go on to the next one.
Setups.
Right. So we have commands, right? There's the very first command skill here. So let's take a look at it. First one is Sic'Em, right? So if you're familiar with World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, games with pets and rangers, you'll be very familiar with Sic'Em, right? So Sic'Em is you ask him to go sick that guy, right? It's a command skill, right? And it commands your beast to do something. So what is Sic'Em?
So let's go through tag by tag lah. So it's a command and minion.
Yep.
So its Similar to lesser beast core where you have the same type of minions, right?
Mm.
So that's where it adds. So command is what will be the main tag that you see in a lot of the beast skills.
Mm.
So what command means, right, is actually you are asking, well, requesting, asking,
Commanding.
your minion, your summon minion to
Yep.
do a certain action.
Mm-mm.
And that action, right, is stated in the effect lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go through that in a while. So SP cost is 2, require Bishop Mastery of 1, which means you have to pick up this lah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. You in the basic set you have to pick up.
Yeah, you have to pick up this.
Yeah, it's not an option. Yeah,
Then-
if you're going down the beast line.
Correct. So the requirement, so I think this is something new. Summon minion
Yep.
is new. So what that means is you actually can't use this skill if you have no minions alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a flaw if you go full beast and you're not careful with your beast.
Yeah, so
Right.
do keep your companion alive.
Yes. Keep
Right.
your friends alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is quite important because
Mm-mm.
things die very fast also.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you can see, this wolf has 10 HP.
If he bite himself, he almost dies.
Yeah. Right. 2 bites. Dead.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty
So-
risky.
Going back, so the effect itself here is command the minion to move up to its movement speed and make a basic attack that hits twice at no additional cost. No additional stamina cost.
Yep.
So we tie back to using the Wolf Companion. So what this means, right, is you're using your stamina. So like what we said just now, you have 2 different staminas. So you have 2, your minion has 2.
Yep.
So what this means is you as the Beastmaster is using your own stamina to make your companion do certain things. So what that means is, right, in this case, is you're making your wolf run up to 40 feet.
Sic'Em.
So note the word is up to, it's not move to its
Yes.
movement speed. So what that means is you can move like 5 feet, 10 feet. Or not move.
Yeah, if you don't have to move,
If you don't have to move, you don't have to
yeah.
move, it's fine, okay? Then you do a basic attack that hits twice. So hits twice, I think it's not new. We have
Yes, we went through
we have
on
went through in
Deliverance.
Yeah, Deliverance already. But a bit of a reminder here is, right, what it means is you only roll once
Yes.
and the damage is double up.
Yep.
It's
It's not double.
It's not double. It's double in that it's 2 separate instances,
Yes.
but it takes the same attack roll.
So why that matters is that if you have armor, it's applied twice.
Yeah.
Which means the first one blocks and the second one also blocks.
Yeah.
Right?
So in example here is, right, if you are hitting a guy for 6 armor, right, he takes no damage.
Yeah, he takes no
It-
damage.
Yeah, because it's not it's 2 separate instances and
Yes.
not double up in
Yep.
that sense lah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So at no SP cost, I
Yeah.
think that's also an important point. So what that means is also, right, your Wolf Companion still have his own 2 stamina,
Yes.
which means it can bite 2 more times.
Yes. You can still go and bite again. Right.
But
So-
those 2 bites are separate from
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Right. So Sic'Em as a command, so the whole kind of like design philosophy for commands and beast skills is like, okay, how do I, as the master of my beast or master of any minion, right, actually spend my stamina to help them to do something. Right. So that's the general idea behind command skills. Right.
Take note, there is a very important thing here, which is it's commanding a minion.
Yeah.
And it's not saying commanding a lesser beast
Or
or
an ally.
X what. Yeah. It's a minion. So what this means is, if there's any minion skills anywhere else in the masteries and like, so that means, right, you can use this skill as well because
Yep.
it's not tied to beast.
Yep.
Yeah. It is in the beast mastery tree, don't get me wrong, but it's commanding a minion.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that is
if
quite
you pick up a
important here.
minion from another mastery,
Mm.
yeah, it can be used there too.
Correct.
All right. Let me see. So command a minion to move up to its movement speed, make a basic attack. So you can kind of see like how this is already synergizing directly with the Wolf Companion. So if you're moved at least 20 feet before landing a strike, basic attack is a strike. You have just moved maybe up to 20 feet. You can also, run in a circle in 20 feet and hit the guy. Right. So these are like the more obvious synergies that we have, especially for Wolf.
So also do note, you can already do this at level 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
because at level 1 you get 3
Three.
mastery points, one of
Yes.
which goes to defensive, and then you get to spend 2 on your core masteries.
Alright.
Right. So very, very, very powerful. Right. But also very much reliant on your pet.
So if your pet gets slapped for like 10 damage,
Yep.
then there goes everything that you can do. Yeah.
Oh, you might also notice, right? There's no way to level up your beast. That's intended, right? You can't level up your beast. So beasts kind of have like
Categorization.
it has like lesser beasts,
Yeah.
normal beasts, greater beasts. But at the same time, it also has this thing where beasts tend to taper off in between levels because they become a little weaker compared to everything else, and then they get another buff, and then they become stronger, and then they become weaker again. So this is intended. If you're familiar with classic WoW, hunters are very powerful early game, and then they don't become very powerful late game. So same thing, right? They don't scale as hard unless you really invest into them.
Which this was our philosophy for this, which is actually you're investing more into the minion itself.
Yep.
The companion, the pet.
Which you will see with the higher level skill. Right. Okay, so let's go on to the next skill, which is another command. Right. Now this is also a Beast 1 skill. Yes, correct. This is a Beast 1 skill. So I just realized that the description is wrong. Right. So it should be 01123.
Oh.
Right. So yeah, I remember we made this change. So at the second rank, your first rank of Beast, right, you have the option to choose between Sic'Em or S1. So reason behind this is whether you want to be the Beastmaster or you want to fight alongside your Beast. Right. So okay, what is S1?
Similar to Sic'Em, text-wise but you have a new one here. Okay, not new, but compared to Sic'Em, it's new in that it's a react skill instead. So what this means is you can't use this skill directly. It's a
conditional
/ trigger skill Yeah. So that means that you can either use it on not your turn, or if anything happens on your turn, you can use this So for this case, it will most likely be on your turn. Right? Similarly, I think everything else is quite similar. 1 SP cost, mastery 1, summon minion, voice. Exactly the same.
It's also a command. Yep.
So the effect itself, right, is react when you use a strike command. When you use a strike, you command the minion to move up to its movement speed and make a basic attack at the same target at no SP cost. So here, right, like what you said, this is where you're fighting alongside the minion. Where if you strike a target, like use a melee strike or like whatever strike So as long as a strike,
all basic attacks and like most single target attacks are strikes. Yeah.
Correct. So when you land the strike, when you use a strike you can react. So this means that you use your 1 more stamina, and then you cast this spell. Use this technique.
Skill. Use the skill.
Yeah. Then what it does is it's quite similar to Sic'Em, but it's only hitting it once. Yeah. So the difference here, right, is actually, right, you can use this if you have enough stamina. So we take an example at level 3 right? This means you can use as one like no, you can't. You need 4 stamina. Yeah. So, because if you strike once and then you S1, you strike once and S1 again. So that's 4 stamina. You can't just strike once and then
Yeah.
This is still the same as Sic'Em, where after you do this, it does not use the companion's stamina. So they still have their 2 stamina.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a in between Sic'Em and S1, and this is more for people who want to fight alongside their beasts, like more personally,
more frontline. Yeah.
And so a bit more on react, right? So react is our trigger kind of like condition. It doesn't have to be on an enemy turn, doesn't have to be on your turn. It's any trigger, right? So the trigger is specified in the skill. So in this case, react when you use a strike. The reason why we have react this way is because there are no opportunity attacks in AoE. They have all been done away with because it really bogs down combat if we are promoting movement, but everything procs opportunity attacks. So that's something that we've chosen to remove.
Not only that, but I think the main reason why I remove opportunity attack is because, right, there will be way too many interjects in your turn and in the enemy's turn. So then it defeats the purpose of simplification.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
because then you'll be like, oh, can I react to that kind of
mm.
can I opportunity attack to that? Can I
Yep, yep.
opportunity reaction to that thing? That is like then reach a point where everyone's like doing
Yeah,
that,
it,
and
it
then
ends up with everybody doing opportunity
yeah.
attacks when you have so much movement in the game.
Mm,
But this also comes with another caveat, which is that it's not completely gone in the sense that the concept is gone.
mm,
Some weapons do have skills that allow you to use opportunity attacks in the old sense,
mm.
right? Of like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that.
But it's very specific, so
yes.
not every single weapon or mastery will have it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
quite limited in that
Yep.
sense.
And they also come with additional effects instead of just smacking the guy.
Yeah.
Right. They all come with like some bonus kind of effect. Yeah. So that's what a react is, right? And the second thing is that this is not react when you land a strike, this is when you use a strike. So technically,
If you miss,
before your attack hits, he
Yeah.
can come in and do his thing and then you hit. So you want to proc prone, you want to proc flanking, all of those things are still valid, right? So that is S1, right? So you can see here, these are your options at level 1 rank.
specifically, is your when you are.
Yes,
so
when you use a
you
strike.
can't use this on other people's strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that has to be quite.
yeah, I mean, it's
I
right
mean,
there
it's
lah,
written
when you
there
use,
lah,
when you
yeah,
use a
but
strike lah, yeah.
just in case, yeah.
Yep. Okay. And so let's go on to the fourth skill, right? So this is the first skill that's not a command, right? And it's also the first skill that only has one tag. It just says minion because you need a minion, right? And this is it's the support skill of the beast mastery, because you know your beast is very important. Your lifelong pet is very important, right? So you have to keep your friend alive, right? It's very powerful for healing skill, but it only applies to beasts, right? So mend wounds is a minion skill, and it just heals it mends the wounds of your beast.
We have not touched on vitality before, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, just now I mentioned we're not gonna touch vitality today.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is healing here. So it's healing not in the healing sense. It's a bit different. So mend wounds is unique that you just heal the minion to max. There's no amount. There's no nothing, right?
You will not really see this anywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's even if you might see it, it will be very, very, very specific. Yeah, because healing in AoE is actually very, very sought after and very like it becomes a necessity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So healing players, healing like your typical creatures, right, versus healing minions, very different. Right? Because end of the day, minions are something that we want to put it as more of a temporary like resummonable, resurrectable. There's no resurrection in AoE, by the way. So minions are the only things that can be resurrected. Resurrected in the sense that you can summon them again, right? They're not actually resurrected. All right. So okay, let's go down the list. Mend wounds, minion, it's just minion, right? It's a technique, costs 2 SP, right? You have to touch your minion to heal them, right? So this is melee, right? You have to touch them. It has a rank 2 in your beast, and you need a summon minion because you can't, you have to touch a minion, right? And yeah, you just heal the minion to max. I think this one is
straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward.
Yeah. Note here also it says minion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minion, any minion. Yeah.
So I think so far there hasn't been anything that's like specifically targeting a lesser beast or like stuff.
But
like
only
that.
lesser beast call. Yeah, because you have to summon the lesser beast.
Correct.
Yeah.
So everything else right now you see is actually minion. So what this means, right, is I think like what you mentioned earlier is like imagine in the future we have like normal beast or like a greater beast, right? This means that you can still use all these skills.
Yep.
These skills still applies to them. Yeah.
Yep.
And this is what we've envisioned in the future, which is like you will still be using some of these basic skills in the future. So like even when you're like level 10, level 20, you might still be using Sic'Em. Right.
I mean, it's still powerful.
It is still powerful.
It scales with the minion.
Correct.
Right? So if you have a high level minion, then yeah, you scale that minion.
And that is what we want. We are looking to, which is we are looking at like skills that does not become obsolete.
Yeah.
As you
Ideally.
Yeah. It will do something similar, but like maybe like a bit different. So like maybe like in the future, like Sic'Em 2 will be like, you command a minion that move that does not move and then like does like triple damage, stuff like that.
Could be something like that.
Something like that.
But
I'm not sure.
One thing that's very important is that mastery points, right, can be reallocated within your own masteries, between different masteries, but masteries that you have learned, right? So you can For example, if you have 3 points into beast, 2 points into like archery, you kind of swap like your 3, 2 and stuff like that, right? As long as you don't unspec them. Yeah.
So I think that's the only key point here. In terms of, so I think we are showing a bit lah, but just to quickly touch on that is that you can't unspec or remove a mastery.
Yep.
Once you have at least a single point in.
Yep.
However, you can move the points around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can reduce, increase up to 3 different core masteries. Right. And so, okay. Now we're going to go into the most complicated and synergistic skill that we have for Beast, which is this one, Beastial Wrath. Now this is it's a big one. Let me just turn this off. Right. So if you have watched our Flame Mastery review, go watch it. Right. If you haven't, go watch it. We go through enchantments. Right. And enchantments are typically, you enchant an item and things like that. Beastial Wrath, you enchant your minion.
Specifically a minion.
Yes. So it's one of the ways that we are going to proceed with buffing and doing permanent buffs onto different things that are not players. Like you're not enchanting a player, right? But minions are considered objects in a sense, right? So what is Beastial Wrath?
So I think just now we mentioned, which is like the stat blocks doesn't change. So enchantment does not change stat block, don't get me wrong. It how to say, you buff the stat block instead. So in this case, right, I mean I'm skipping a lot of this, so I'm skipping straight down to like the effect itself really. So you're buffing like the HP, the armor, the damage, right? Stuff like that. So going back a few steps lah. So explaining what Beastial Wrath is a boon enchant minion. So boon with Venture, enchant with Venture, and minion. Right. It's the most expensive skill in the Beast Mastery at 3 costs. Correct. But this is similar to the lesser beast core, where it's a permanent thing. It doesn't expire.
All enchantments are permanent.
So all enchantments are permanent in the first place, unless the thing dies.
Yes.
Then you need to reapply. But
if you as the player die, of course it's gone.
Yes.
Then if whoever has the enchantment dies, or whichever minion has the enchantment dies, or your weapon gets destroyed or something like that, it is also destroyed. Right. So it has to be a intact kind of object.
So a requirement is you have to have a minion, which is normal. So the effect itself, right, is you can enchant a minion you can touch. So it's similar to Man Wounds, where you have to touch the minion itself. You can only have one instance of Beastial Wrath. So that is the technique card. And then this technique card will give you this token card called Wrathful Beast. So this is actually where the effect of what it is. So here, right, it's mentioned, right, it gains 1 armor and 10 HP and 1 might. So if you remember, the Wolf Companion is a mighty companion. So now what that means, right, is right when you do any attack and you roll previously before Beastial Wrath, you roll a 2d6 and roll a flat 2d6. However, with Beastial Wrath now, you will be rolling a 2d6 plus 1.
Yes, plus 1 when it comes to the roll itself.
The roll lah, correct. Then HP now becomes, I think, 20, right? Yeah, yes. 20. So now the stats now has changed due to this effect. So the main point here is you gain 1 armor from 0, and now your HP is 20. Yeah. So I think that's the main key point here. Following that, your basic attack, well, not yours, but his the minion's basic attack now is deal +2. So referring back to its basic attack, it was previously 1 armor and 5 damage. What this means is now it's 1 armor and 7 damage. This does not apply to the successors, FYI, for your information.
It's the basic
attack. So this means it's going from 7, previously maximum of 7, to now a maximum of like 9.
Yes.
On a critical success.
So this is additive. This is not a second instance of damage. Right.
Then the last point is actually a more visual thing, where it grows slightly large. It grows slightly like bigger and
Yeah.
more
So this
muscular.
is a flavor.
Correct. No, this is flavor. It does not actually change the monster size.
Yeah.
So it is still a medium beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if your beast is small, it's still small. If it's medium, it's still medium. This does
Correct.
not actually change the actual size class.
It's a visual like I mean, okay, if you ever preview the this card, like you can see it lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a visual thing. Sizing is still the same.
Kind of just goes on steroids, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you just go on steroids, yeah.
Yeah, it's like free steroids, right?
Yeah.
So we have one of the other companions is a bird. So you can imagine like the bird is a small little bird, and then you rifle beast thing, and then it becomes a slightly bigger bird that's more muscular, but it's not going to become like a medium-sized bird, right? So it's still a small bird.
So there is actually, this is very important for the wolf, is because of the tackle. So it means, right, it does not change that part.
It cannot
Yeah.
tackle huge creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Cheat, yes, yeah.
All right. And so, okay, the way that the enchant skills work. So we don't have an enchant skill for preview here, but the same concept applies to magical items, right? And I have a magical item right here that is behind everything. Oh shit. Wait, I need to unlock. Okay. Right. So this is a magical item that we showed off in the Flame Mastery. And in the same way that the magical item has a modifier bar at the bottom, it will also be on an enchantment, right? And
I think move the beast over better.
okay, wait. I shall turn this off temporarily, right? And so how that would work is that you would put the wolf stat. Oh, that is not the wolf stat. Where is the card? That's right. Okay, right.
All the way down. Yeah.
Like this, right? And so imagine you have the enchant skill itself as the card, right? And all of the details that were on the enchant skill just now. Let me just move that over there as well. So let's take this and move this over here, right? So imagine the details of Raffle Beast is at the bottom of that card right now, right? So what this does is that it's kind of like an additional passive that it adds onto whichever minion is enchanted right now. So now imagine if it's not the wolf, imagine it's the bird, right? And then you have the same stats added onto the bird, right? So he now has 1 more armor, he has 10 more HP, 1 more might, so he's a muscular bird, right? And his basic attack also does 2 more damage, right? So same thing as very similar to magical items basically, right? And this can stack. So if you have one enchantment here, and then you have a magical item for your beast or something like that, and then it goes underneath, and then you can start multiplying the effects of your beast to a pretty insane amount, right? Of course, with limits. So one of the inbuilt limits for enchantment is that you can only have one enchantment at any point in time on a single object or minion or beast, right? So in this case, if he has been enchanted by Raffle Beast, he can't be enchanted by any other enchants, which currently there aren't any for minions, it's only Raffle Beast, but in the future there probably will be. There definitely will be, yeah.
So I think this goes back to what I was mentioning earlier, which is you see, right, Rifle Beast is also a minion tag. I mean, I'm consistently repeating this, but yeah, it's a mini, it's specifically choosing a minion. So this means like if you in the future we have like a greater beast, you can move this enchantment onto him. Yeah. And technically, maybe in the future you can have like, because you have both like a lesser beast and a greater beast, you have both, so then you can swap around. Stuff like that. And what that means is also you can use your basic attacks, not basic attack, but like your Sic'Em, all this, on those beasts. Correct. And all these effects, it stacks. Yeah, not say it stacks, but it works as it is the same way it works at level 1. Yeah. So what that means is so like, so if you have the wolf that is enchanted, then when you use Sic'Em, right, it will now deal like what? 1d7? 1d7.
Well,
one
one
armor
damage.
and 7 damage.
Yes.
And then like twice.
Yep.
Correct. Yep. Stuff like that. So, and that applies like to the future. So if you have a beast that's like some like elephant or like some tiger that like bites for like 610 or something, I don't know. Then it's like it's going to do the same thing. Yep. It's exactly the same playstyle. So it kind of reinforced like, you are the Beastmaster, right? Yeah. So that's the whole.
Another way to look at it, you are the Minion Master.
Yeah, Minion Master. So like that is how we are doing most of our designs so far. And what we plan to do, keep to it in the future when we do any new skills, new mastery, additional like stuff like that. Yeah.
Basically we are emphasizing on synergy, right? So
synergy and non-obsolete lah.
yeah, trying to not obsolete like lower level skills, have them apply on and scale and multiply and stuff like that, right? But I think this is more so the case for beasts and minions, because there is this thing where, because as a player, right, as you level up, you gain more skills, you gain more options, and your damage naturally rises with stats and equipment. But one of the things that is very apparent with minions who don't level up with you is that they don't scale into higher levels. So either they're OP at the start and then very, very weak at the end, or they are, very weak at the start and then very weak at the end, even weaker at the end, right? Or you overwhelm them with numbers, right? And then you start taking advantage of like single roll things, like he takes a single hit and then you summon like 10 of them. So the design philosophy to kind of avoid these kind of things is to try and make it multiplicative here and there, within limits, of course. So we have the limits of stamina points, right? Your minion have a stamina point, you have a stamina point. He's mostly basic attacks, right? Some of them have techniques, but maximum of 1, right? If not, your card also just gets insanely long, right? And then there's vitality, which we won't get into, but it is also one of the major limiting factors behind the survivability and defenses of a minion, right?
And you couple like the survivability with like you can only summon once a day, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in a sense, in the basic set, the beast is a very high reward, very high cost, very high risk, right? But very, 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 very powerful, right? One of the most powerful ones for sure. I think it's fair to say he's one of the most powerful ones. At least on a very baseline level, a very basic kind of just like I want a basic attack and then do beast stuff. Yep. So okay, is there anything else you want to add for Beastial Wrath?
Nothing much. It's actually quite straightforward. Yeah. This is one of the more synergistic, yes, but straightforward. Yeah. I think it's almost the same as most of the beast skill, where it's pretty straightforward. It's like I make someone do something. Right. It's pretty clear. You get exactly what you're asking for. Right. It's not like I have to go through like 10,000 loops and then I do like 1 damage.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's quite clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So just one synergy I want to highlight for S1 specifically. So in the previous 2 deep dives, we went through Blade Arts and we went through Flame, right? And Flame has a single strike, so you only have Firebolt, which is your basic kind of like fire spell, right? And then Blade Arts has a bunch of different strikes, right? So S1 works with all these strikes, right? With Firebolt, you cast a Firebolt at range, and then you can ask S1 to go and ask your companion to dash to this guy to do the attack. But what's more interesting is that Blade Arts has the ability to react with a strike, right? So if you go back onto the old episode 5? Yeah, episode 5, right? So episode 5, we went through the Blade Arts skills, and one of the skills is riposte, right? And so what riposte does is when a strike or melee blast misses you, you're able to react by using a Blade Arts skill, right? So in this case, that means that this is not on your turn, right? So what could happen is that you have an enemy come to you, the thing tries to hit you and then it misses, and you react by striking the person. When you make that strike, you can also use S1 to call your beast to attack him, right? So this is some of the synergies between different masteries that you can think about and theory craft and build, and it's probably gonna work. If you think it works that way, it probably works that way. So that's the design philosophy between all of our tags and rules and stuff like that. So you'll see that as we review more and more masteries and skills, that there are a lot of synergies between the masteries. But you can also just pick a single mastery down the line, exactly like this.
I think this brings us back to like the very first image that we had, which is we like showed like what are the examples fantasy and stuff like that we can do. So I mean, I said this in episode 5 also, where the first one is straightforward.
Yep.
Correct.
We're talking about the example of mastery combinations here on the left side.
Yeah. So it's exactly what it is, which is like beast and light armor. Correct. And then the second one is more like in D&D what you call multi-classing lah.
Yep. So highly encouraged to multi-class in general. explore these things, think
Mm.
about them. So one of the benefits of having cards is that you can just kind of look at the cards and be like, oh, these things look like they'll work together. And then how do I reach the correct ranks and then put them together and then form this specific archetype of fantasy that you're trying to achieve, right? And so, with that, is there anything else you want to add for Beast in general?
No.
Okay, and then that is it. We have completed the Beast Mastery review. So, we might review the other companions in the upcoming days. We'll see about that. Stay on the lookout for that, right? Probably not immediately after this, right? Because we already have the Wolf Companion, and it's a powerful one. It's a big one, right? The other two are not weaker by any means, right? They're also really powerful.
So far they're all choices.
Yes, but they serve different purposes.
Yeah.
Right. And you're not stuck to a companion, right? So when you
Yeah.
call
So
your beast, you swap with your
so
one.
when you summon, right? Because I think just now I said, which is when you summon, you can choose among the three.
Yep.
So what that means is you can replace.
Yes,
If
you can
you
replace
think
the
that you don't
beast.
like the wolf and then
Yep.
you see the other companion, oh, I want to try this.
Yep.
You can just do it. Right?
Just the next day.
Yeah, just the next day.
That's the only condition you have. Right. So yeah. With that is all for Beast Mastery today. So stay on the lookout. We'll be doing more mastery reviews as the weeks go by, leading up to the actual launch of the campaign. The pre-launch page is in the link below. Go check it out. We have a lot of details inside the pre-launch page, races, mastery, and stuff like that. All of the preview details, right? We also have a community Discord. We have a Facebook page where we will update every single time there's a notice. We're most active on the Facebook page, right? And we have some other channels that you can follow as well, right? And so, with that is all for today's Tiny Table Talk. I am John.
I'm Tayam.
And so we are signing out.